My name is Jim Decker. I'm Steve's brother. On behalf of the Decker family and the Carney family, I want to thank everyone that has participated and helped support Steve in us in this time. Steve was truly born to be a fireman, and I say that as many of you know, he was our dad was a fireman as well. Steve took that and he ran with it. We both were planning on being firemen. It didn't work that way for me, and that's okay. But Steve, from little on, he started out, here's a story, I'm going to tell you a story. Him and I, when my dad was detailed from out of his house, he was out of 83. When he got detailed and he had to take his clothes, his turnout gear home with him, it was always in the back of our station wagon. I don't know if there's station wagons for some of you that are the younger crowd. And back then we didn't used to wear seat belts. So him and I would be in the back in the rumble seat, we called it, and we would be fighting over who was going to wear my dad's stuff. Steve won. Steve was amazing. Steve, he always was going to do that. Every day he always wanted to be a fireman. I'm going to tell you, as kids, most of us had Walkmans or CD players, right? Not Steve and I. We had scanners, fire department scanners, and I tell you not, we would have those on our bedstands, and we would wait for that call, right? Before we could drive, we were on bikes. We would get that call or hear it on the radio, 119, because that was our station. 119, we were on the scene, we got a fire, right? Steve would run into my room, says, let's go, we got a fire. So we would get on our bikes and we would ride with turnout gear, right? Honestly, I don't know how we did it, but we did, right? We just did it. Then when we got cars, we got older and we got cars, that didn't change. And for our wives, right, or at that time it was our girlfriends, right, if they were with us and we got that call, those scanners were on 24 hours a day listening for a fire. And once we got cars, we actually expanded our district. It actually was the whole city for the most part, right? And we would take in fires. I'm sorry. We would go take in fires and go and support the firemen, right? You guys and gals of the city of Chicago are amazing, right? You guys taught us a lot, right? Our father taught us a lot. But Steve, when he finally got on the job, right, he was so proud, right, being pinned by his dad at the academy, right, and then going to Engine 70, right, spent many years in Engine 70. Then when he got promoted to Engine 71, you guys are his life, right? You guys, he was so proud of you. So proud to work with you. So proud. You guys were such a family, right? The things that you did for work, outside of work, the things that you guys did the day that Steve passed away will never be forgotten from my family, from me. You're amazing, right? So as kids, right, Steve and I were best friends. We did everything together, right? And we really upset my mom, right? We knew how to fight. We could fight tooth and nail, right? But she would get so upset because we'd be fighting, and then the next thing you know, we picked up our bats and balls and we're going to the park, right? We're playing ball together. We were inseparable, right? You talk about the bells going off. Steve's bells started very young, right? Before even the fire department was his thing, right? He was always protecting me, right? We couldn't go anywhere where, I had a big brother that was always watching me, always taking care of me. And no matter what, he took the blame. So not everything was his fault, but he took it for me. So I appreciate that, right? We have, we're going to friends. We have good friends here. We used to go to the Cubs games all the time, right? His buddy Ross and Jimmy, we'd go to Cubs games, we'd go to Wolves games. We would hang out at Wrigley Field. We'd hang out at the park playing ball together, right? Just Steve was always true to his friends when we were little, right? Then we got older, we started dating, we started our families together. It didn't stop, right? You guys and gals on this side of the church here, wait for that bell on your work day, on your 24 hours. Steve did as well. Couldn't wait for that bell to go off and go protect somebody and help somebody. But that wasn't when his bells ended. His bells were 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. He was there for everyone. Everyone he encountered, he took care of, right? I'll never forget so many times, right? We had an accident, right? Car accident, and my daughter had to go to the hospital, right? I don't even know how Steve knew, but we walked out of the emergency room and things were done. There was Steve standing there just waiting to see what we can do, right? Things around the house. When my daughter was born, he's at the house getting the whole house ready, getting things ready for us. He will help anybody. He has always helped people. He wants to help people. He wants to feed people, right? His very first meal that he ever had when he was in his own house was a meatloaf, right? Hey, let's go over for dinner. That's fine. Let's go over for dinner. Steve made a meatloaf that was as big as the oven. This thing was huge. It doesn't matter. When his grandson had his first birthday, right? Matt and Brittany, they were like, we'll just get some chips, we'll get some, sandwiches, and that's it. Not for Steve. Steve had food. He was sweating over the grill. He's making potatoes. I can remember walking into the kitchen at Brittany and Matt's house, and everything was done. The night before, we had everything ready. We're helping support each other. And I walk in the kitchen, and he's chopping up all kinds of stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I just think we need this. We got to have this. We got to have more food. The man fed like he was feeding the entire Chicago Fire Department, every meal he ever made. He's wonderful. I remember the first time I met Colleen. It was at Lou Malinati's in Elk Grove Village. It's always food. When he met Colleen, and he's like, hey, Jim, I found this girl. I think she's it, right? And we met, and Colleen's just a wonderful woman. They were two peas in a pod. They just meshed together and were so loving with each other. Every day he worked to make sure he can come home to her and do the things that she wants and needs. So I could be up here all day, so I'll have to finish this here. But on behalf of the families, we truly appreciate the Chicago Fire Department, the Chicago Police Department, the City of Chicago, because I saw what they were all doing outside yesterday. Amazing work that was done. I appreciate the Iowa Fort Dodge Fire Department being here to support Matt. Appleton Police Department, Fire Department. Everybody. Truly appreciate Engine 71. You guys finished his career with a smile on his face, and he loved each one of you guys. Loved you. So thank you. Please, as Pastor mentioned, right, he was a servant. His bells never stopped. Please keep that in your hearts and minds. We're all going to miss him, but we all know he's in a good place. He's in a happy place. And I'm probably sure he's asked Lord right away, hey, can I help make food? Right? So I'm sure. So thank you very much. I love all of you.